For most people, a prison sentence is a full stop, the end of the story. For a determined few, it's merely an inconvenience. And for a rare handful of men, a maximum security prison isn't a punishment at all, it's a challenge. A puzzle, quietly begging to be solved. The three men you're about to meet solve that puzzle in ways experts still struggle to explain. Today, we're counting down 3 of the most insane prison escapes in history. One by tunnel, one by air, and one that, to this day, has never been solved. Number 3 takes us to Mexico, and a prison built for a single purpose: to hold the most powerful drug lord on earth. The Altiplano was the country's most secure federal penitentiary. Reinforced walls, round-the-clock cameras, and one inmate its entire design revolved around: Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. There was, the authorities believed, only one spot in his cell the cameras couldn't see: the small square of floor inside his shower. On the night of July 11, 2015, El Chapo stepped into that shower and simply vanished. Beneath the floor was a hole. Beneath the hole, a vertical shaft plunging some 10 meters, around 33 feet, straight down. And at the bottom waited one of the most astonishing tunnels ever discovered. It ran over a mile, more than 1.5 kilometers, tall enough to walk upright. But this was no crude dirt crawl space. It had electric lighting. It had piped-in ventilation. And running its entire length were rails, on which sat a specially adapted motorcycle, used to haul out tools and dirt as they dug. Investigators estimated it took roughly a year to build and removed around 350 truckloads of earth. Engineered so precisely it surfaced at exactly the right spot, directly beneath his shower. The most guarded man in Mexico had ridden a motorbike out from under a maximum security prison. His freedom lasted just under 6 months. On January 8, 2016, Marines recaptured him after a deadly firefight in Los Mochis. And the following year he was extradited to the United States. Number 2 belongs to a man who turned the helicopter into his personal getaway vehicle. Pascal Payet was a French criminal serving 30 years for a murder committed during an armored van robbery. And Payet, it turned out, had a signature move. On October 12, 2001, accomplices hijacked a helicopter and flew it straight to the roof of his prison in Luines, plucking him clean off the building and into the sky. Most convicts who pull that off spend the rest of their lives lying low. Payet is not most convicts, because 2 years later, still a free and wanted man, he climbed back into a helicopter and flew it back to that very same prison to break 3 of his old associates out. When the authorities finally caught him, they were determined it would never happen again. Payet was classified as a specially supervised inmate, moved to a different prison every 6 months so no plan could take root, and held in solitary confinement. It made no difference. On July 14, 2007, Bastille Day, while the country celebrated, 4 masked men hijacked a helicopter from Cannes Airport, forced the pilot to the prison in Grasse, and lifted Payet out of solitary. The pilot was later released unharmed. This time, freedom lasted just over 2 months before he was tracked down and arrested near Barcelona. And naturally, number 1 takes us to the most infamous prison ever built, Alcatraz. Perched on a rock in San Francisco Bay, ringed by frigid water and vicious currents, it was considered utterly inescapable. In 29 years, no one is known to have made it off the island alive. In 1962, 3 men set out to change that. The mastermind was Frank Morris, reportedly ranked in the top 2% of the population for intelligence, with an IQ of 133. Alongside brothers John and Clarence Anglin, he found an unguarded utility corridor running right behind their cells. And so, quietly, they began to dig. Using sharpened spoons stolen from the mess hall, and a crude drill built from a broken vacuum cleaner motor, they widened the ventilation grills at the back of their cells, hiding the holes behind cardboard painted to match the wall, while Morris's accordion masked the sound. But the most ingenious touch was how they beat the nightly head count. The men sculpted lifelike dummy heads from papier-mâché, painted them, and finished them with real human hair collected from the prison barbershop. Night after night, guards walked the block, saw 3 sleeping figures, and moved on, never realizing they were saying goodnight to a row of paper heads. Inspired by a design in Popular Mechanics, they stitched more than 50 stolen raincoats into life preservers and a raft. A 6 by 14 foot raft, roughly 1.8 by 4.3 meters. inflated with a stolen concertina squeezed like a bellows. On the night of June 11th, 1962, they made their move, climbed to the roof, scaled two 12-foot barbed wire fences, launched their raft into the fog, and paddled toward Angel Island, 2 miles to the north. And then nothing. Searchers recovered a paddle and scraps of the raft, but not a single body. Not one of the three was ever seen again. The FBI chased leads for 17 years before closing the case in 1979, concluding the men most likely drowned. But most likely is not certainly. And somewhere out there, the question still hangs in the air, what if they made it? 3 prisons certain that no one could ever walk out of them. Beaten by a tunnel, a helicopter, and a raft made of raincoats. So which escape do you think was the most brilliant? Let us know in the comments. And if that made your jaw drop, even a little, well, that's interesting. Follow for more.